Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dee Reinhardt. I am with Illinois WorkNet, and today we are starting our Apprenticeship Illinois Technical Assistance call. And I want to start out the call today with the partner guide just to show you where everything is. We have a link to get to the dashboards on Illinois WorkNet. That's where we're tracking all of the customer participation. We are in the process of creating a tool guide and a dashboard for the navigators as well. But right now, this is basically just for the intermediaries. I know that there have been some meetings going on for the navigators, and so we're working feverishly to get mock-ups ready so that our programmers can start working on the navigator tools for all of you. We also have a link to our public Apprenticeship Illinois page. It is going to be undergoing a remodel according to the IWIB committee. And we have some of those test pages ready to have some discussions with some of our partners and users. And that information will, if you're part of that group, you might get notified. And maybe next month, you guys, as part of our team, might get to see it as well. So the next piece down is a quick start guide. You can click on that and see different pieces, like if I need to do this, where do I need to go? What tools am I going to be using? We have partner training materials and videos so that when we do have a webinar like this, we do have the recordings. So I'll click on this so that you can see what you need to look for. We have a YouTube playlist where all of this information is kept, along with links to instructions. And if we had a recording for that particular meeting, it would be linked here and on the YouTube playlist over here on the right-hand side. And I know somebody said something about they saw a DHS youth video. So I'm not sure if I accidentally sent out a wrong link one time, but all of these videos are part of Apprenticeship Illinois if you do want to go back and take a look. This just gives you a tip about what we talked about. We do not record live customer conversations. So if you do need to talk to me about a real customer, or as an example for needing help with something, that's what these TA sessions are for. I turn off the recording and then we talk about real customers because I don't want real data out on the web for that. Back to the top here, we do have a full list of resources. So if you are looking for something to learn how to do something, we keep all of the instructions on this page up to date. So one of the ways that you can know whether or not you have the most current instructions is to actually click on the document. It will take you to another page. You'll look at the top and you'll see the date and what version it is. If you actually printed a version of it in the past, then you would want to see what your version says and what the current version is on the website, because we do keep this one up to date. And then we do have a partner tool update so that if something looks different to you, you know, you were in there just last week and there's a different look about something, you can click on this partner tools information and it will tell you what we've just updated. And if there is something in here, then you might say, oh, that's why it looks different. Then go find the instructions and that will help you get around. We don't at this time send out calendar invites to these meetings, but we do have the next meeting scheduled here. And all you have to do is click on the join now. We are trying to work on a tool in Illinois WorkNet that worked before, and we're trying to update it so that I can send out a message to everybody that is in the Apprenticeship Illinois system to get a notification, a mass notification based upon whether we've got an update that just went out, something new is like needs your attention, or if we do have a webinar coming up. So we're working on that so that we can update you. And then our past events. So if we had an event or something, it's all listed here on the front page. So that's your resources. If you need to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this link in the chat pod so that you can click on it and bookmark it. We will have navigator resources on here as well under the partner tools. Under this one, we'll probably have a whole section here that is just for navigators in this resource guide, just so that you can find those items easily. Now, on this main page, you will remember that we had a link to our customer support center, and that is where you will, that is where you will find the items for your system, for your customers, for your businesses, for everything to do with keeping track in the system here. Now, all of these items are already recorded in how-to videos, and the instructions have screenshots in them so that if you are trying to find information, it is all laid out. If something doesn't make sense, you just got to go back and read a little bit and then maybe look at the video and it will make sense to you. But the one thing that you need to probably be aware of is for you, as your rights are given to you, you will see a list in this list that says apprenticeship. And because I have super admin rights, oof, I get to see all of the groups. So if I type apprenticeship and hit search, I will see all of the little groups. But what you'll want to look for is the main Apprenticeship Illinois group on your list of groups. And when you click on that, that will take you to your group list. And I'm not going to click on this today because I don't want real customer data out there. But another thing that you can do to find your particular list of customers is to click on this dashboards and click on Apprenticeship Illinois, and that will take you to your list, your dashboard for what's going on. And again, this is geared primarily to the case managed customers, but we will have some information available for the navigators from that main group. There will be a tab just for customers and then a tab for navigators if we click on that. So let me go to test and show you from test here. So this is where we play with everything and try to make sure that it all works right for you guys. And it is a little bit cumbersome at times. It takes its sweet time going to its own pages. Again, if I go to groups, which is where I'm directing you, you would click on Apprenticeship Illinois.
Dee, while you're waiting for it to go there, will you
Sure.
clarify that when you say customers, they don't have to be iWoods customers, correct?
Correct. As far as this grant goes for apprenticeship expansion, you can enroll one of your customers in Illinois WorkNet and they will receive grant dollars. They would be co-enrolled to IWDS if they are eligible at eligibility determination.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So they do not have to be co-enrolled. They can go strictly through just Illinois WorkNet. All right. And then if you want to add a customer to your case managed group, you would add the customer here. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but the one piece that you can do is if you add the customer information, it will search for a new customer. At that point in time, if there is a customer that maybe is in the IWDS system, it will pull in the information from IWDS. We are working on the fact that some customers have been exited from IWDS and may show as exited in Illinois WorkNet. But that is something that is on our radar and is in the process of being resolved at this moment. So when you add that customer, you have the ability to go through the intake application process with them right then and there, or you have the ability to send that information off to them. The other thing that we have available right here is a link to add a success story. And I know one of you has been having a challenge getting success stories added, and we are going to work on that later on this afternoon. But the piece here is we have the ability to add an employee success story, an employer success story, and a community success story. We added that specifically for, oh, Marcella, I love your kitty cat there. She wants to join the webinar too. Or he, sorry. Anyway, so the community success story was based upon some feedback that we got, and we created the ability to share that whole community type success story. Like maybe you've gone into an area and you created the knowledge and awareness of apprenticeship, and so you want to tell that story. So that's available for you now as well. One of the other pieces that I want to show you is under reports. So it looks like the little bar graph here. Under reports, and again, I'm doing this in test just so that we don't see real data. But I am happy to stop the recording when I'm done with my explanation and answer any specific questions for you. So under Apprenticeship Illinois reports, when you click here, this is where you can add other individuals impacted. So for example, I know that our team at, I think it's Cindy and her team down in St. Clair and Lee have gotten some apprentices from a previous apprenticeship grant that were actually enrolled within this grant period from, I believe it was July 1 of 2019. And so they were able to upload those customers as other individuals impacted. So if you have that opportunity, if you have those customers at your fingertips and you have not added them to the system, please read the information about uploading other individuals impacted, and that will help with your counts of the people that you indicated that you would be willing to serve. So if we go to the reports, well, I guess I could have just stayed on this page. This gives you a listing of the OII people that were listed. So if I go to 2020 and Q1 and I filter, I see that I had 11 OII customers, and I can click on this number and it will take me to that list of customers. Now, unfortunately, OII customers are uploaded through an Excel spreadsheet, and those customers, if you need to make a change to that customer, need to be deleted prior to making a change and then re-uploading that customer. And there is a spreadsheet available. So if I go back to the customer list and I want to upload other individuals impacted, I can click on this link right here to download the OII spreadsheet, fill it out, put in as much information as you have for those particular individuals, and then upload the file. Now with this particular upload and download, there is no naming convention, meaning that you do not have to keep the name the same as it was downloaded. And in Illinois WorkNet, there are some items like the payroll that you might upload for subsidized employment that needs to stay that exact same name, or else it will make the system go haywire. But with this one, you can name this file anything you want to name it, and it will grab that information off of that file and upload it into the system. And then what you would see is, like right here, I've got CM stands for case managed. If I click on the top of any of these columns, it will reorder the number of people. I can make it show 10, 20, or 50 people. I can scroll to the bottom of the list and see whatever I want. If I click on this edit for this case managed customer, it will take me directly to that customer's profile. And if I go to the end of this page, if I click on this customer that is an OII customer, it will delete that customer. Now we will be syncing with Illinois WorkNet, I'm sorry, with Incumbent Worker Training System, IWTS, but in test, I cannot sync with IWTS in test. So it will only sync once you have engaged a customer on IWTS in an enrolled training activity. So if you add the customers into IWTS, it doesn't track them until they are enrolled in a training activity. So hopefully that clears up a little bit for you there. Okie doke. So I just covered a whole lot of stuff really fast, but again, all of the information that I shared with you is listed on this full list of resources. And I'm just going to open this link up again. We do have the training tutorials over here on the right-hand side. All you have to do is click through until you find the correct training video, find the associated training document over here on the right-hand side, and then you can add that information or follow the instructions. And as always, I am available to assist you. If you need any help, I'm going to put my email address in the chat. And I'm going to put my home office phone number because I work from home. And I'm going to put my mobile number in there because on occasion I might be out. And I am happy to answer your questions and help you through whatever situation you are going through at the time. Most of the time, my expertise is in Illinois WorkNet. I do know some of the stuff about the contracts, but I would always defer you to Lorraine or Patrick or our new person that is coming on helping from NIU. I believe her name is Candace. But I would suggest copying, if you do send an email, I would suggest copying me and Lorraine on the email that you send. Just that way, if I do have to defer it to her or Patrick or somebody else, then I have the information there and they would have seen the original email as well. All right. I'm going to stop talking now for a moment and see if any of you have any questions that you need to answer, that you need me to answer for you.
Dee, this is Chris Connors. I'm an EDR5 up north. You mentioned this and its relationship to IWADs. Can you talk about that again? I think I missed that, kind of how these two would relate.
Okay, if you have an Apprenticeship Illinois customer and you have enrolled them in Illinois WorkNet and they are a fully case managed customer, during the eligibility process, that customer may have qualified for an IWDS co-enrollment. at that point on the complete the eligibility process, it will tell you whether or not they might qualify for one of the titles from Title I. So at that point, that's when you would potentially have a relationship with Lake County, the Title I provider up there.
Yeah, I'm in Winnebago, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
McHenry County. All right, so then you would have a relationship with them, and if they have funds available for, I don't know, supportive services maybe, then you would create and work through that with them to get them co-enrolled into the system. In some cases, they might get the enrollment at the end of the apprenticeship grant period if these things are not renewed. So
Okay.
that's the piece about the co-enrollment. But the way this grant works, everything that you would do for that customer could and should be tracked through Illinois workNet. If they are co-enrolled, we have a piece right here that says sync with IWDS. So if there are any services in IWDS, they would sync back to Illinois workNet. They do not sync forward.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so now I am going to go live here and go to, I've lost which tab is which now. We have customers here. We have 102 customers. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause the recording